Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith, and this is the next episode of the Clash at the Bash, Getting Ready, Part 2. Alright, during Part 1, after we published the video there in the comments, we learned that we misspelt mano y mano. It should be with an A. Mano y mano, which in Spanish means hand in hand, I guess. And my thinking was mono meaning one, okay, and stereo is two, one on one. But that's okay. I just changed out the A there. The meaning still means one against the other in my mind, okay. But see, I flunked Spanish, okay, Spanish and typing, because I sat next to Rosemary, and this brain was not working. So I failed Spanish. I mean, I worked down in the barrio in San Diego, and you know, it took me a little while, but after a while, I figured out what aquí, you know, and baño, the bathroom, cerveza, the beer, agua, water. You know, I got all the basic important stuff. Okay, but yeah, oh Rosemary. So anyway, I went ahead and I changed that in there, so we're up to par there. But in Spanish, I guess mono is monkey, and monkey. Okay, so we do monkey around a little bit, so we'll take that one as well. Okay, and then Adam and I share, you know, comments and things like that. They go back and forth, and we had somebody that was concerned about. Giving away the poster and calling it a sweepstakes. Well, we're not putting out a sweepstakes giveaway for a poster. We are having a t-shirt campaign, and a bonus to that t-shirt campaign, we're giving a chance to win a poster, which the poster was an afterthought to this whole thing. And we've been, between Adam and I, talking with Quinn Berry, which designed actually Quinn pushed Adam and I into it, because he came up with a little bit of artwork, and he was kind of like putting this together like a WWW fighting thing. So we said, okay, this is cool. So, but it took Adam and I a long time to get 2 photos that he could work with, and then he finally did get to work with it. Then we reached Brian at T Blasters, and Brian, wow, that's really cool. And he jumps right on it. He puts his crew on it, and his crew starts developing the whole page and everything else. Then we're sharing with Stan at Bar Z Industrial, putting on the bash, and he came up with the idea poster. We mentioned poster to Quinn. Quinn creates the little file here for this poster here. And we go, how cool would it be to go ahead and have a giant poster at the bash? And then we said, hey, let's give that away. Who are we going to give it away to? We're going to give it away to those that want to take a selfie with themselves wearing the t-shirt from the t-shirt campaign. And then we'll have a random drawing, which will be an app for a random selection. And we're going to give that poster away. So this is no way even planned to be a poster sweepstakes. This is a t-shirt campaign, and this beautiful poster is just an afterthought to us starting the t-shirt campaign. Now you can find our t-shirt campaign at T Blasters, and here's the site. All right, and if you want to find out about the bash and you want to take part of the Bar Z Summer Bash 2017, here's a link for that. Okay, the t-shirt campaign is running pretty close right now. I think it's 79 to 82 right now, and we'll get a screenshot of that just before we get into starting with this engraving. I'm really looking forward to this engraving here. Okay, and we're grateful for everybody that is participating in the t-shirt campaign, because the money that Adam and I generate, all the proceeds are going to be going to Stan at the Summer Bash to help support that activity. You know, it's Adam's been twice. I've been once. And I felt kind of naked not being a sponsor to this thing because it's so great. And that's what we come up with. And that's what this whole thing is all about. All right. Now, I said in part 1 that I would send out a file, so that a zip file of the 8x10 little poster right here. Absolutely free. You just email me and I send it to you. I have sent out over 1,000 zip files in 2 days. All right, awesome poster. We're all going to be signing. All the community hosts that come in that sponsor or have their own channels will be putting a signature on it. Yeah, somebody said, hey, you better have a white area on there for somebody to sign. You know, we'll get it done some way or another, whether we have a white metal marker or whatever, we will sign it. Okay, that kind of puts everything that I wanted to talk about with the upcoming Summer Bash and the t-shirt campaign going strong. I want to thank everybody for that. And let's get on with our video here. How about that? Okay, I had to laugh because Vanessa just came in before she took off running some errands, and she had saw what I was practicing, which I'm just going to re-practice with you guys here. But you know, where's the name going to go on the back of this, and how big? She goes, well, I think you guys should be like right over here, right on top of each other, like right there. And I go, no. I was thinking Adam on the top across the there and me across the bottom, and then everybody else can fend for themselves. All right, we're going to try to put something in here, you know, we're going to float it into where it matches the shape of this here, and then as time going on, there is room for others to put their name on here, and hopefully it does get passed around. All right, so let's head into the computer right now, and we're going to energize the plasma cam here, and we're going to get going. I'm going to show you how I can locate my engraver to the shape of the belt here. Oh, look at, okay, now this is the T-Blasters site. I just happen to have my computer on here. We're kind of looking at the tally. We got 79 of my shirts sold, and we got 83 of Adam's there. This is the main Clash site, and this is where the tallies are. And if you look here, we got 19 days here, 8 hours, 8 minutes, and 56 seconds left. All right, and 79.83. Holding close. You know, I always thought at the end of this campaign, how many shirts am I going to have to buy to tie this thing? All right, let's get to our plasma cutter here. Okay, there is the 4-jaw King belt. All right, so I have all the artwork that it actually took me to cut that, and I cut this belt out on the plasma cam. All right, so let's energize our table here. I'm going to turn on our controller, and we click energize. Okay, and this is going to go back to its home, and after it goes to its home, then we can control it. And she's going a little, I did some settings playing around here, and we're going to go ahead, and that rapid travel speed is a little faster than I like it to be. I got good control at like 500, so it doesn't race over there. You never want to crash this thing, and sometimes when you're in the spot, you want to make sure the table's clear, and you know, that is, leaving something on the table is your worst enemy. All right, so we got a practice piece in here. Now we got to go ahead and we've got to read through our software settings. We're going to kind of just like go through it and go through with our settings here. We'll go up here. All right, and engraving is done, usually settings similar to the plasma cam. Okay, uncheck, wait for signal before moving, and use torch height control and settings. Select sense material to 0 for the pierce height, reference and check auto zero shift on next cut. All right, so what you got is uncheck the wait for a signal, and uncheck this one here, use torch height, select sense material to 0 right there, and we have height control, and we clicked auto shift on next cut, and your cut heights, because you're working on the engraver and the spring tension that's in the head of the engraver. You know how we put that spring on there and the spring is holding it all the way down? Well, the negative 200 thousandths is the starting point that they're actually telling you. So I set that in on the pierce height and the cut height. And corner accelerations and stuff like that, you set the acceleration low, cut speed of about 50 inches a minute, and that's on this side, 50 inches a minute. The corner acceleration of 0.2 G's usually works well, so I set it there. Zero the kerf, and that's very important to zero the kerf, because if you don't zero the kerf, then it's going to want to go outside the actual drawing line. If you wanted to engrave the exact line that you drew, then you want 0 kerf width. If you type in a kerf width, then it's going to come over half of that distance, because what it's normally programmed for is that gap or that kerf that you're blowing out of the material to create that cut around the outside of your so that's why they'd do that. Increase speed when crossing curve, and all delays, time delay settings. Okay, so I went ahead and time delay, I zeroed out every one of those. Now these can be adjusted, and they tell you that they can be adjusted. And what we're going to do here first is we're going to just draw 3 lines on this plate of steel. I have a strip of steel. One of the we're getting ready to do a lot of figurines cutting out. I have another order. So we have strips that normally cut off the end, and they're good scraps to play with as far as there. And before I go on with the belt and test it, I also have a piece of brass bar here that should be comparable to that belt material. I actually don't have a piece left out of there because I scrimped everything that I possibly had for that belt, and I think I've already scrapped out the remainder of that because that was over a year ago. All right, and so I think let's bring you in closer, and I'll set this up. We're okay on our settings. All right, now we'll hit table, and we're going to zoom in down here at the bottom. Okay, we got you set up in front of the engraver itself on the table, and here we are on the screen. Now, what you're looking at on the table is where my cursor is here on the screen. That little yellow cross right there is the tip of the engraver. All right. Now, it says in the instructions to go ahead and test with a line, so we're just going to draw a line here. All right, we got to come up here to machine and convert to cut. So we're going to touch it on this side here. So you can see that it turned blue instead of white when we click on or off the part there. All right, so we highlight it so it's green, and we're going to go ahead and test just engraving a straight line. And actually we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna marry that together so it's the drawing line and the piercing line all at one. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move this down closer to the edge of our sheet right here. Okay, so it should be real close to you on the camera. All right, I think everything's all set, ready to go. We're plugged in the way it's supposed to be plugged in, and let's give it a shot. Okay, let's raise it up. And we got to find out why we didn't have air. Okay, there is always a logical explanation, and we went ahead and unplugged our air jack right here, and there was no air, so we went in and we turned the valve on our air compressor and turned it on. We shut it off because we had to go running in for kerosene for our mixture of cotton oil for the bandsaw, and when we're gone, we should secure our air compressor, so it was off. All right, so we're going to close that now, and we're going to get rid of that. We'll highlight it again, and we're going to tell the thing to do it again. Here we go. All right, raise it up. We're going to move that back out of the way so we can look at our engraved line. Okay, from there to there is our engraved line. It looks good. Looks like a little, I don't know if that's a dot that came into it or if it's actually stopped and left a little mark there. We're going to copy and we're going to move this one up just a little bit. And then we're going to hit go again. Here we go. Up, move out of the way. Okay, that was just a dimple or something there because we have no mark there. That's good, clean in there. So it starts in and comes out there. I like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and draw a name. Okay, let's go up here, draw text. Okay, in text. Now I've already done some research and I kind of already picked out. And I kind of like this duly noted. It's a really, it duly noted, and I think everybody on this belt should be duly noted. And I thought it also is a pretty nice looking writing too as well. So we're gonna, I'm not sure if I want name and then date or year and then name. Either way, I think it should lead off with a name. So Adam Booth, 2015. Okay, now let's highlight that. See there, you get to see what it looks like out there. Now that's if it was done in solid, all right? And we're just going to be doing the outline, but it will have this very nice appeal to it. And there again, I actually may try to go ahead and make it solid. I want to see if I can actually do that or not. But for right now, it's just going to be a planned outline. All right, so we like that. Now, it's just like copy and paste. And then also at the same time, I get to control how big it is. That line was about 3 inches long. We're going to see how this thing actually looks at about 3 inches long, and let's just make sure that it is exactly 3 inches long, so we can size this by here to here, and then just type in 3 enter, and it makes it 3 inches long. And see, our line is just a little bit. All right, we like that, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna zoom in on it. That's about as big as we can get the whole thing. All right. We're going to create cut paths or engraved path, okay? And it said ask us if we want to automatically, so that automatically did that one. Did that one. Did that one. Did that one. Yes. Yes. And picking and choosing where we actually want these to start and stop, we'll be playing and see if that makes any difference. Okay, all blue, so that's all a cut point. We're going to marry that together. All right, I think we're ready for a cut. All right, here we go. All right. Pretty cool. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's take a look at that. That looks pretty good. We're going to get a close look at that. Okay, we've got a piece of brass clamped down with just a vice grip at that other end. And our metal clamp is on the steel, so it'll transfer on through there. Right at this edge here, we're going to go ahead and put A-bomb, or Adam Booth, and then my name next to it. So we can get an example of how our settings are playing into the brass style material. And then if this passes pretty good with flying colors, then we're going to go ahead and start planning on setting it up so it fits onto the back of the four-jaw competition belt. All right, so let me zoom you in. Here we go. And material surface not detected. Check wiring. Okay. And okay, with it being clamped on that one, it is material is not being detected. So we're going to get another clamp on that. Okay, we moved the whole cutting pattern down on the plates, and we put another clamp up on the edge here, and we're going to go for both of our readout, or both of our names and dates in here on this one. We'll clamp at both ends. That should register metal, and it should also hold it steady. And of course it doesn't. Okay, this is having a problem because of how dirty this material is. Okay, so let me grab a little sander here. Okay. It is sensitive. All right, so we're going to that goes to show you, you can't do dirty metal. Okay, now let's go see what it looks like up close. Now the K was done twice, so it's a little deep, but that just because that was my error. All right, I'm ready to lay out our part to be done. Okay, I put the bronze plate on the table here and kicked it up so that I can zoom in close enough with the right lighting. Okay, Adam Booth, 2015. Keith Fenner, 2016. And I'm happy with that font. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get it onto the back of the belt. We took the edge of our sheet and we put the two clamps so that we can have nice clamps, nice hold down and in position so that we'll be able to lower this thing right down to our table. And we'll do that right now. All right. Now, we got edge guides along that side of our table that hold it square. This leading edge is square. We got these two flats right here equal to it. Our clamps hang down in there. And our clamp for our contact, metal to metal contact, is on the sheet. And now we're able to go anywhere on the belt back. Okay? And I have the top facing this way, and I can tell because I have my turn right stamp. And I stamped that in before I actually put this belt together. So I just had the back piece and I was able to put it down on a bench and I stamped it in there so that it is stamped with the year 2000 or turn right 16, which means Turn Right Machine Works 2016. All right. So now this shape right here is in the program when I originally cut out these belts. So we're gonna set this figure up on the table, up on the screen, and then we're going to put our two engravings and we're going to shape them or put them in here. And I don't know if we're going to put them in straight line or if they should go in a rotary direction. I think it would show a little class and put A-bombs across the top here, turn right or Keith Fenner down on the bottom side there. I think that would be glad. We still have another room here, another room here. We can have some in the center here, however we want to put them. Okay, but for the first initial ones, I would like to put our names top and bottom there. You know, they also, we had some thought of 2015, 2016, and just, you know, continue on that way there. I just think as long as your name's there and the year, whatever we get engraved in here, down the road, will come into play there. Let's get the names on and let's see how they look on the back of the belt here. Okay, first thing, I'm going to be going back and forth in between the camera there just for a little bit. I'm going to be bringing that engraver point right to that corner right there. That's how I'm going to judge exactly the location of our engraver to the part that we're going to engrave on. Now I'm going to lower this, and I don't know if I can get in here and you can see this or not, but see, I can take that little dial and get it right on there. I like taking my thumb and rolling on the belt. I can get right there, and then if I glance on it right here, okay, I'm right at that point. So looking on my screen here, and right there is the engraver tip. So that's the point right there. So we're going to go ahead and click M, and we're going to move it to where that's exactly on there, and we can zoom in as close as we want. Okay, that's already closer than we can eyeball out there. Okay, but that's where we put it, right there at that location. Okay, now let's just for all purposes, let's go ahead and just double check it, because we can go Alt V, and we can go right on over to this side right here, and let's see how close it goes to that point. Okay, let's go take a look at that. Yeah, we're happy with that. That's close enough for there. And let's go Alt V, and we'll go to this corner. Here we go. This is how I'm going to go ahead and lay this out in here. I've already done it, and then I went ahead and reversed it, and I'm just going to go back through clicking and showing you what I did. And the first thing I did was I selected a outer circle for the text, no larger than that, then an inner circle about the height of the letters itself, and then I had to give it some lines here, because to get the text to fit in an area, you have to create 4 walls, or a 2 arcs and 2 ends. And so then I cut off the excess there. I deleted the outside. Then I went ahead and created the one on the other side as well. Alright, so I had 2 shapes. Then I went ahead and I made those into whole or complete contained areas. The purple means closed lines. Then, back one here. I flipped over Adam's name and put it in there, because remember, the bottom is the top, so his writing will be right side up. And then I took mine and flipped it over, and I put it upside down at the bottom. So I'm going to put Adam's name at the top of the belt, mine at the bottom of the belt, and when you hold the belt upright on the back side, they will both be readable right side up. And instead of having it going around in a circle. Besides that, I something about my name being upside down all the time. Okay, so just for general purposes, we can get rid of that line, we can get rid of that line there, and we'll be able to save this as at this. Now, when I'm ready to cut atoms, I just click on that and hit cut, or engrave, and I click on that and hit engrave. All right, so we're going to set up the camera at the best that we can get over there at the part itself, and then we'll go ahead and engrave these two names and dates on here for good. I tell you, this is like a drum roll. Okay, I brought this in close and I brought it into the center. I went ahead and clicked on settings and I reset auto Z shift because this is a new part, so we want to make sure that it sets up there fine. All right, everything else is set exactly the same as we had planned. All right, so let me check. My little electrode is on here. That clamps. Everything is good, clean material. We should have no problem with this. All right. Okay. Do or die. Here we go. All right, bring it on up. Okay, all right. Purdy. Okay, let's hope mine goes as well. Here we go. Woohoo! Awesome. Okay, let's unclamp it now. We'll have to re-put that A on there from the flex of clamping it down, but that's no biggie. All right, this is what you've been waiting to see. Nice and pretty. Plenty of room for other names. But I just think she's going to have to get 16, 17, 18, 19. was it? Is it 17, 18, 19, 20? Adam, pretty, huh? All right, I'll have some still shots of it. All right, now I'll go find the silicone because I got to glue an A on. Okay, I'll have to. I got some really bad clear silicone, so all right, there we go. Just temporary for the next 10 minutes. That came out sweet. Really did. Thank you guys, Plasmacam, for Engraver, and I'm impressed. I like what I can do with it. I am going to be working on another way of actually holding down things, because next we're going to be going to carving, and we're going to get this thing and we're going to be actually carving out a part that I want to put in my Porsche. So we're going to be working on that. In fact, I have boxes that have been sent in, and there's some nice surprises. I got a box back from John Saunders, and I have another box sent from 2 other people that I need to open up. And I've been just trying to go boom, 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 one project at a time. And of course, I needed to get this done here because I needed to get this done because my buddy Adam, and he's my buddy until we get into that forge out competition there, and then it's mano y mano. Anyway, Adam, I got our names on there, and that's where they should be. And you started this whole deal. I was late building the belt. But it was your belt to start with. And of course, you only got to wear it as long as everybody else got to wear it. I don't know. They just keep rolling out there. Anyhow, we're all set there. I'll get that fixed. I got to put a polish on it. It's got some patina going on it, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you know, and I'm glad it actually did fit you last year, and so I hope you kept your boyish figure, so we don't have to make the belt any bigger. And until next video, get her done.